everyone, and welcome to the 5th edition of our REIMAGINE 2020 virtual conference series. I'm your co-host, Ashlie Meredith, bringing this to you from MouseBelt Blockchain Accelerator and Multi.io. Today, we're happy to have our friends of the show and returning guests, KNUST Blockchain Hub from KNUST in Ghana. Say hi, guys. How are you doing today?
Hi, my name is Norbert, and I'm doing very great.
Hello, everyone. I'm Akwasi, the CEO of KNUST Blockchain Hub. I'm doing well too.
Hello, everyone. I'm Emmanuel, the Software and Tech Officer for KNUST Blockchain Hub. I'm doing very fine here. Thank you.
Well, it's great to have you guys on again. For anyone who hasn't tuned in before, KNUST Blockchain Hub has been on the show multiple times, so head on over to our YouTube channel if you want to catch up on any of our previous interviews with students, participants in MouseBelt University. So any students that are tuning in and would like to know more about how we work with students all over the world, head to mousebelt.university. But this time we're kind of wrapping up the year, talking about what we've been through all year and looking forward to the future. So was wondering if each of you could tell us a little bit about how was this year for you? What did you experience in the blockchain space, and how was it adjusting to COVID and moving your blockchain student activities virtual? Norbert.
Yeah, and so this year has been very great, but just as we all know, the pandemic has already attacked most of our in-person activities, but ultimately this year has been very great for the club, for myself and my team. And if I want to talk about how great this year has been, we talk about we being able to venture into most of the blockchain activities happening worldwide. And we've had ample time on ourselves to also learn other stuffs that maybe we wouldn't have been able to do when we were in school. And so this year has been good. This year has been good for the club and myself as well. Yeah.
So with the pandemic and having people kind of stuck at home, you found that you actually had more free time to really dive in and learn more about blockchain?
Absolutely, absolutely. That's very true. And since June, we came home and we've had ample time learning on our own and having mentoring ourselves. Myself and my leaders have been teaching ourselves. And so we've learned a lot of things that we didn't had the time to learn when we were in school. And so although the pandemic is a bad thing, it has helped us in some way. And we are very grateful for that.
And last time you were on the show, you talked about how your club had gotten hooked up with Binance. And so how's that been going? Are you learning how to develop on Binance?
As I was saying, I said we are going to host Binance X for a virtual webinar for an introduction to the Binance Smart Chain hosted by KNUST Blockchain Hub. And this event is hosted by us, and we have speakers like the director of Binance X, Mr. Ronkai, on board, and other speakers as well. And so they are going to take us through the Binance Smart Chain and how they've been able to sponsor about 40 plus developers developing on the Binance Smart Chain. And just as our last meeting, I talked about myself and my team acquiring some developing skills. Who knows, maybe sometime to come, we can develop something on the Binance Smart Chain. And so coming 27th, we are hosting Binance X here in KNUST Ghana.
That's excellent. I wanted to know more, maybe just if you could give our viewers a sample of the kinds of meetings that you've been hosting. I assume everything has gone virtual, but what are the kind of topics that you're covering? What are students asking for, or what are you giving them?
Sure. And so looking at how DeFi has taken over the space, the crypto space, many of our members want to know what DeFi is and how they can get into DeFi, lending, staking, and all other stuff. And so coming December also, Blockchain Education Network, Ben, is launching their Africa chapter. And fortunately for us, KNUST Blockchain Hub is going to be the host of that event as well. And we are hosting Blockchain Education Network Africa chapter here in KNUST. And we are going to talk about topics like DeFi, general introduction to blockchain, because lately we've had new members in our club that knows nothing or just knowledge about sending and receiving Bitcoin. And so we talk about DeFi mainly, talk about other blockchains as well. And we also talk about the current state of Ethereum blockchain, looking at the rollout of Ether 2.0 and how it has changed the economic value of Ethereum just within 2 weeks or so. And so we talk about DeFi and other chains as well. Yeah.
Yeah, so DeFi still a hot topic, something that your students are interested in.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, great to hear, Norbert. Thank you. Akwasi, why don't you tell us how was your year as far as blockchain, your experiences in the club, and what it was like to adjust to school in COVID times?
Okay. So as we started this year with excitement to meet and interact with our club members and learn together physically. However, the pandemic came in and we had to stay home. So just like Norbert said, going virtual has really helped us. It has really helped us reach out to people internationally, people who are not within our space, people who are outside the country. And it has really helped us to connect them with our members as well. So just like you said, we are hosting Binance Smart Chain on the 27th. This is like 3 days from now, on Friday. Yeah, on the 27th, we are hosting Binance X to talk about the Binance Smart Chain. Also, we've had interactive sessions with our club members. Since they are home, they all want to learn something, they all want to read something. So we've had interactive sessions with them talking about DeFi, talking about dApps, talking about Ethereum, the Ethereum 2.0, and talking about plenty and new things that's happening in the blockchain space. So the pandemic has not made us meet physically. However, going virtually helped us a lot.
Absolutely.
We've hosted in several of REIMAGINE versions, and we are so happy. We are so grateful for that. And it has helped us. Our members watch them and they are proud. So,
oh, great. So what was your favorite club meeting this year, or the favorite topic that you guys ran an event around?
Okay, I'm going to say my favorite one was REIMAGINE version. Wait, what was it? Haunted, wait. The one we did recently.
The Halloween.
Halloween. So that's gonna be my exciting one. I was so excited because we had to dress in costumes. Our members saw them and they were like, wow, what were you doing over there? And we're just like, we had to dress for the occasion, and it was fun. However, we've had in touch with our members, and we wanted to find out from them if they were new to blockchain or not. If they are not, what are they expecting and what do they seek to achieve? And the feedback was massive and great. So it has helped us and shaped how we're going to deal with them.
Well, that's actually great advice for any students out there listening who might be wanting to start their own clubs, kind of getting feedback from your members as to what they expect from the club. So did you do a survey or just ask of them over email?
So we did a survey. We created a Google form and sent it out to them through our WhatsApp platforms as well as emails. So they filled them and they gave us the feedback. So they gave us their information, their details about themselves, and they also told us if they are new to blockchain. If they are not, what they want to learn. If they are new, what do they want to know about blockchain? What have they heard about blockchain? We sort out all these informations to help us interact with them and not just speak about something they don't know. We just wanted to start with them step by step. So wanted to find out, what do you want to know? Where do you want to go? What have you heard about blockchain? So it was kind of a survey as well as getting answers from them directly.
Yeah, so you want to meet them at their level and try to provide opportunities for learning for people who are at different levels.
Exactly.
What would you say is the percentage of people who already know something about blockchain in your club? Is it mostly really new beginners? And then depending on that answer, what are people looking to learn? What's the most popular thing that people want to know more about?
Right. The funny thing is, mostly, okay, we had most of them saying they are new to blockchain, but mostly what they are new to is Bitcoin, not blockchain. So that's what we figured out. That people will be like, oh, I've heard of blockchain, but really they don't know. They only heard of Bitcoin, not blockchain.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we've started. Actually, Norbert started that, whereby he brings a term in blockchain and explains it to them. So currently, that's what we are doing. We are trying to start with blockchain and break it down to the lowest point for them to understand.
Awesome. So you're doing, or Norbert is doing kind of word of the week or word of the day. Like let's explore this concept.
Exactly. That's what
Very
he's doing.
cool. Very cool. Great to hear. We'll hear from Emmanuel now.
Okay, so yeah.
Hey, Emmanuel, tell us how this year has been for you and what it was like in your experiences with blockchain this year and what it was like adjusting to school during COVID.
Okay, thank you. Okay, this year has been very, okay, though it has been unfriendly to us all, but in a way, when we started with REIMAGINE 2020, I realized that there is a kind of foresight. I mean, something ahead of us that we are still keeping on to embrace. I mean, that reality that is going to be great, is going to be powerful. So that actually encouraged me a lot, yeah, to have more hope in the future. So despite the year being unfriendly in a way, I saw many opportunities to learn new things, though virtual programs became the order of the day. But in the long run, it's going to help us. So I would say, though, the year became unfriendly in a way because of what happened, the pandemic, which affected us all. Yeah, but I'll certainly say reimagine, as in reimagining something better ahead. Encouraged me a lot to focus on studying, getting to know more about the blockchain, the help and benefit. And I saw one thing from Amazon when the pandemic happened. They were recruiting people who are into Hyperledger and blockchain developing. And I realized that these people are really focusing on the future, because though the pandemic came to interrupt a lot of things, but they became very strong in their foresight to embrace something great which is ahead of them. Yeah, so all these have been an inspiration to me during the pandemic, and I think that's what I can say for now. Yeah, when the pandemic happened, and as we are still experiencing a part of it.
Yeah. So with a company like Amazon, they probably saw that home delivery is only going to become more and more important in this world where we might have times where we have to quarantine. Like, this is far from over, and these things can happen again. Pandemics are just kind of part of living in a big global society, and so they had the foresight to say, we're going to need really slick logistics and supply chain management. So they're investing in blockchain technology. And yeah, thank you for saying all of that about REIMAGINE, because that was totally the motivation behind it. We saw, all of our students kind of having to shift to another way of learning. And as an educator and someone who has been teaching and working with students virtually for a few years with MouseBelt University, while there's such terrible effects of this, it really is an opportunity for people to see what's broken in our society, how we actually can make it easier for people to access education, especially thinking about people who are disabled and can't get to class, and the need to have people in an office every day. This situation has kind of made us realize that there were a lot of barriers to people participating in the economy or in education, and we can solve that with technology and just bring these benefits of blockchain or education or being able to work from home to more people. So I think there is some things to be hopeful for. What was your favorite thing that you talked about as far as blockchain this year with your club?
Okay, in my club, right? Oh, okay. Okay, so I think we started knowing, getting along with smart contracts. Yeah, and that's when we realized it could actually help if we personally start knowing something about developing, writing something, not just becoming a good trader, becoming an expert. Yeah, but what if you can bring out your ingenuities and code something or develop something? So I think those moments when we started learning smart contracts, I really enjoyed it, and I realized that wow, this is going to help us a lot. Yeah, because we don't have only the knowledge to trade, to understand the markets, to know more deep research, but we can put our hands on things. We can create things. We can create smart contracts. Let's say a transaction which will have a good security and very stable and binding that nothing can affect it. So that was something small that I saw, but I realized that it's going to be big in a way. So I think that that's one of the times that I enjoyed with our club when we started knowing more about smart contracts.
Oh, that is so cool. Well, that's great to hear. And, it's something that MouseBelt really values is actually getting out there and building things, building companies, building the technology. We're very developer focused. We have our engineering shop. And I know that a lot of the companies in the space are looking for more developers to build interesting use cases on their protocols. And so I hope any of our partners tuning in are paying attention and will reach out to Norbert Akwasi, Emmanuel, anyone on the team at KNUST Blockchain and realize that they're teaching themselves how to deploy smart contracts. They want to learn and get in touch with them and start helping you learn and build on more platforms. So that's great. Well, thank you so much for telling us about how your year has gone. To keep with the holiday theme, I've just been asking all my interviews, what's something that brought you joy this year? Something in the crypto space that was really exciting for you, or something at home or in your club? And what are you hoping for next year? So Norbert, something that brought you joy this year and what you're hoping for next year.
Yeah, and so something that brought me joy this year has been the fact that my family and I hasn't been affected by the machine, and so I'm also grateful for the fact that we are witnessing BTC value and other cryptocurrencies are doing, and so it brings me a lot of joy, a lot of hope in the blockchain space that I'm not lost. I've actually taken a good stance. I've taken a good road, and I'm staying on it, and I know that it's going to pay. And so my family being safe from the pandemic and the current bull run are my major happiness during this times. And also, I hope for a better next year. I remember during the Africa Ambassador BTC will be around 16K in December. And we can see that my prediction didn't go through, and we are even above 19K at the moment. And so for blockchain, the DeFi wave is still around. Who knows? There may be a new wave, and we are still hoping for the best. And so next year is also another big year, and that is my perfect hope.
Absolutely. I'd have to agree with you on best thing that happened this year is that my family has been safe and Bitcoin is up. So Akwasi, how about you? Something that brought you joy this year and what you're hoping for next year?
Okay, I'm actually going to touch on Corona, the club, and Bitcoin as well. So our current recoveries are massive, and I'm actually happy that's happening. We are actually recovering a lot now because we don't want Corona next year. That'll be another hectic moment. Also, in our club, when the Corona started, we thought it wasn't going to be great. We thought everyone would be home and we'll actually lose interactions with our people. But we've realized it was actually the best thing for us, and we are now interacting with them more, and they want to hear from us more. Also, let me touch on Bitcoin. When we started this year, we all saw where Bitcoin was first January, and the comments people made, the ill comments people made about it, that Bitcoin scam, fraud. But we are in November, and now see where Bitcoin is now. So I guess everyone in the blockchain fraternity is happy where Bitcoin is now. So it's still giving me joy now because I hope, yeah. I know it's going to go.
And your hopes for next year that it'll just keep going?
Yeah, and Corona goes off, hopefully.
Yeah, I'm happy that things are going so well in Ghana. I remember in March or April tech messaging with Norbert, and he was asking, how are things in the US? They just shut down Ghana after you guys reached like 6 cases. They were very proactive and very responsible. And so that was great to hear. And unfortunately, some other countries have not responded as well. And we're still having to deal with a lot of lockdowns, but glad that your country was so proactive about it and that everyone stayed safe on your side. And yeah, happy for this Bitcoin bull run. Hope it keeps going till next year. Exactly. And Emmanuel, how about you? What's something that brought you joy this year, and what are you hoping for next year?
Okay, so I'll first start with the club. Yeah, I think when I saw the commitment of our club to learn new things, to still adapt to the changing times and know more about the industry, it really made me happy. It really made me, joyful. Yeah, in a way. Yeah, I think that's the club. Yeah, and generally, though when the COVID happened, when we were all going through these hard times, many people went into, I would say, oblivion. Like they never believed nothing great would even happen. Yeah, they thought that was all. All hopes are lost. Yeah, but I realized that mostly crises come to bring the best out of us, to challenge us for greater things, to challenge us, to put us on that trail, to keep on ahead and do more things. Yeah, so I saw, good opportunities, yeah, from these times. Though we heard about bad news, we heard about things that we actually never thought of. Yeah, but I realized that there was still hope, and though you would say it's somehow weird, like how can this make you happy, or how can this bring you joy? And it all runs down to one thing. It all runs down to one thing about the passion that and the enthusiasm that I had that, oh, still everything is going to be all right, and I have to be happy and move on. So though you not find even if fraction or a factor of happiness in the times, but in a way it did help me a lot. And lastly, I'll end with the family, the family that's family of learners and I mean developers around who actually had hope that, oh, we can still create something better for the future ahead. Like this crisis came to put us on a trail to bring out with our ingenuities. Yeah, and mostly when I see things like that, I don't know, but I become very happy. Yeah, I become very happy knowing that, oh, indeed, things are going to be better. So why don't I carry on and move on? Yeah, I think I'll end here. Yeah.
Well, thank you
So,
so much.
so
Yeah, thank you for sharing, everyone. I hope that you're continuing to stay safe and enjoying your club and any holidays or breaks that might be coming up for your school, that you have a safe and happy one, and happy holidays, everybody. And we'll be back with more from Reimagine 2020. Stay tuned. Thanks, KNUST Blockchain.